Alright, guys, so I want to cover bidding large jobs. And there are a few types of large jobs where you wouldn't want to, I guess, do it by the truckload. And there's some reasons for that. One of the reasons is it's really hard to estimate how many truckloads there's going to be. So when you go into a situation, this isn't even a house I did, I just pulled this image up on Google, but when you go into a situation where there's like a hoarder situation like this, there's a lot more work involved, and it wouldn't just be your normal pricing per trailer load or per truckload. You have to take into consideration a couple of things. You're going to be, it's probably going to need more guys. It's going to take a whole crew. Usually in these situations, I'll have 4 to 5 guys at a place like this. So when you really break it down, it'd be like running 2 different trucks, at least for the labor. Then you're going to start to get into, you're going to need lots of bags to bag all this stuff. You're going to be spending a lot more time going into closets, pantries, and drawers. And you're probably going to be walking in and out of this place a whole lot more and taking a whole lot more time to do a job like this. Now, what I do in these situations is, if you do try to do it by the truckload, you're going to lose money because you're not going to take into account all those other things. And the other way you're going to you might lose the job is if you tell a customer, hey, you know what, my truck and trailer loads are $500. And they're like, okay, well, how many trucks and trailer loads do you think it's going to be? You're like, well, it could be 10 or it could be 20. And at that point, your customer is conflicted because your price could be double what you initially thought, and then if they don't decide to pay, you could either just leave the stuff there or get the job halfway done or whatever the turnout might be. But the point is, you're going to scare that person because they have a budget and they want to know how much it's going to cost rather than guessing and waiting. So what I've done in the past with these jobs, I'm actually doing a job this week. It's for $9,000. You could check the YouTube channel and see what the job looks like. But so for this specific job, I charge $9,000, and it's because it's for somebody called a trustee. And these are court-appointed people that deal with people that have passed away or people that need to go into adult home care. And when I work with them, they like to get the best deal as possible for their client, because they're supposed to. That's what their job is to manage their assets and make their money last for as long as they can. So the point is that they pay for the dumpsters. So I have no dump fees in this job. I come in and I arrange everything to look nice for charities to come pick the stuff up that is still good. And then as soon as that stuff is gone, the rest of the stuff gets thrown into dumpsters. When the dumpsters get filled, I call her. She comes and has new ones delivered, and we continue the job. And this specific job is for a 4,000 square foot house. It's a larger house, but it's not dirty like this. It's a hoarder situation, but the lady was very neat. Now, I guess what I projected it to be in trash terms was right around 150 cubic yards of trash. And that part wasn't really that important. It was more of the amount of days that I would be there. So for me, my days, for me to be somewhere all day, I typically like to make $1,500 a day. So what I did is I took the amount of days that I thought I was going to be there and I multiplied it by 1,500, and that gave me the $9,000. So it all comes down to, what is it that you want to make? What are your goals? What are you worth? Everybody has different goals. I mean, do you want to drive a Honda Civic and live in a decent house? Or do you want to drive a Lamborghini and live in a mansion? Everybody has different goals. So when people ask me, what's your pricing? Well, my pricing might be different because I'm located in a different part of the United States. There's different wages here. There's different taxes here. Everything's different. And then maybe my goals are different than your goals, So what is it that you want to make? How much money do you want to make? And what kind of lifestyle do you want to have? Make those decisions go into your pricing. For me, like I said, I'm comfortable with making $1,500 a day. With this job, if there was dump fees associated with it, I'd be more at $15,000 for the entire job, just taking into account all the debris that would be going out of this house. But like I said, this is one scenario where I can give you an idea of how much I charged. I've done other jobs where there, I was in charge of the dump fees, and I feel like I should have charged more. But you won't know an exact number, or you won't always be right until you've tried it and you've seen what it took to finish the job and how much money you made. And then maybe next time, you know what, you're gonna know, hey, this took this many yards of debris, it took us this long, this is how efficient my crew was, and this is how much money I want to make on the next one. And also, when you go and bid a job like this and you have to look at the person and say it's gonna be $9,000 to finish this job, and they look at you like you're crazy, you're gonna have something to back up your price, and you're gonna say, you know what, I'm not crazy. Do you understand how much work this job is gonna take? Do you understand how many dumpsters we're gonna have to get out here to get all this stuff out? Do you understand how nasty these jobs are? And when you have that experience, you're gonna be able to sell the job a lot easier than it is if you've never done it before. So sometimes you have to lose to gain experience and to make a lot more money in the future. So that's another thing, is the dumpsters. If you are in charge of paying for the dump fees, and maybe you only have a trailer, but you have a huge job to complete, order dumpsters. Dumpsters are the easiest way to do big jobs. You have them dropped off. They'll usually give you like a 2-hour window or whatever, and then when you're done, they come pick them up, and you can get the job done a lot faster. You can have more than one dumpster delivered at a time if there's enough space in the street. But this is by far the easiest way to save on time, fuel, and fees. Sometimes it's cheaper to rent a dumpster, so call multiple companies within your area and see what their dumpster rates are. But that's basically how I bid these jobs, is I break it down in my head. If I'm paying for dump fees, I break down the dump fees in my head, and then I kind of really just go off of how much money I want to take home at the end of the day. And the customer could say yes or no, but at the end of the day, you made what you wanted to make, and you weren't at the place for an extended amount of time, knowing that you didn't make any money. So that is my advice on bidding large jobs. I hope you guys take this into consideration when you get these calls that look like this. If you have any more questions about bidding jobs like this, there is a comment section underneath the course, right underneath this video, where you can leave comments, and I will reply to you guys, or other people in the chat will reply to you too if they've experienced jobs like this. Yeah, thanks for the feedback.